Where's Waldo? Hey everybody, it's Patrick. It is Tuesday. Actually, it's late on Tuesday. I 100% forgot that the long weekend meant that Monday was Monday and today is Tuesday. So I was blissfully going along, doing work, and then I realized I completely forgot my hair video, and I had a topic and everything. And then I had a discussion with some people online, and it covered part of what I was going to cover in this topic. So if you were in a comment discussion with me, yeah, we're going to cover some of what I talked about, but it's not because of what we talked about. I had this planned already. Anyway, the first thing that I want to say is a thank you. I did a product review of 2 different hairbrushes, and the folks at CRAVE Naturals actually viewed it. They took a look at my video and they said that they liked what I had to say about their product so much that they sent me another brush. So thanks so much for that. It arrived just today. I came home from work and it was in my doorway, which is fantastic. I liked it very much, and this one is going to go to my friend who I also work with. She said that she is very anxious to see how this works for her. So thank you so much for CRAVE Naturals. I don't get any money for talking about products. I'm not a big channel like that. If there are products who want to pay me a lot of money to talk about their products, no, it probably won't work out because I have a full-time job that I like very much, and I don't really want sponsorships or anything. And plus, it goes against everything that I like to talk about, which is you don't need a lot of things to grow out your hair. And in fact, that's what we're going to talk about today. Today, I wanted to talk about the top 5 things I think, and this is just my opinion, I'm not an expert, this is just based on my own ideas about growing hair and my own experience growing out hair and my own mistakes growing out hair. The top 5 things that I think you don't need in the first 6 months of growing out your hair. Now, why am I talking about the first 6 months of growing out your hair? Well, I think that that is the time when everybody, one, is scared about it. Guys get very nervous when they start seeing their hair growth, especially after the first, say, 3 or 4 months. It looks weird to them. They haven't had long hair before. It looks like it's going south in some way. And so they start looking for reasons or things they can do to make it better for them. Second, I think that guys also have never grown out their hair before, so they don't know how much time it takes, and they're looking for quick fixes as to why it's not going as quickly. How can I make it go faster? Can I make my hair grow faster? Can I make my hair grow better? Can I make my hair grow differently than it's growing right now? And there's a lot of advice, there's a lot of expert opinions online, and I think there's a lot of misinformation online. So I figured I would talk about the ones that people keep bringing up. I see it in a lot of hair videos, especially of hair videos of guys who are just starting out. A lot of guys do a lot of research in the first few months, especially in the first 6 months, and it turns out that they really think that they know a lot about hair care, and I don't think that many of us do. I'm certainly not an expert on hair care, and even the experts on hair care may give you advice that's not really based on scientific evidence. It's just based on what they may need to use to sell or to get you to come to their salons or anything like that. So I'm just trying to put a little bit of common sense, put the brakes on it. So if you are growing out your hair for the first time in the first 6 months, here are some things that you may be tempted to try out, but you may want to save your money, save your time, save some aggravation when you're growing out your hair. So the first thing that I think that guys tend to say that they need a lot of is Biotin. This isn't Biotin, so I've got to turn the other way. This is another supplement that I have to take. Biotin or any other kind of supplements. A lot of guys seem to think that they are missing some essential nutrient that they absolutely need to grow out their hair. And for the most part, I think that most of us, if you're eating nutritious meals, if you are making sure that you're getting your vegetables, you're getting leafy greens, that you are getting enough protein, you really don't need a supplement. And biotin is the one that I see so much talk about from guys who are starting out. They say, I'm seeing so many great results from taking biotin and it's fantastic. And that tapers off after the first 6 months, 7 months. And by the end of the first or second year, they don't talk about it anymore. And I think the reason that we don't talk about it anymore, and I totally bought into this. My first 8 months, almost a whole year, I took biotin regularly, but it didn't really have much of an effect. My hair grows exactly the same rate as it did that first year when I was downing a lot of biotin, and I hear that from a lot of other guys who are growing out their hair. They pass a certain threshold and they realize your hair just grows at the rate that it grows. For the average person, that is about a ½ inch per month, and that's basically what you're going to get. So save yourself some money. Basically, biotin and any other supplement is really effective at doing one thing, which is making very expensive pee. So unless you want to do that, just save your money, go for a few months without biotin or any other additional supplement that you're not already taking for other health reasons, and see how it goes. The second thing is baking soda. Baking soda and apple cider vinegar. I hear this a lot from guys when they're starting out. For some reason, I don't have any apple cider vinegar. I have all these visual aids that don't really measure up to what I'm trying to talk about. A lot of guys, when they're starting to grow out their hair, decide that they need to go on a really natural journey, and so they will forswear shampoo and conditioner. They will decide that no more sulfates, because sulfates destroy your hair and you should not use any product that's not natural. And I'm not making fun of you. If you are really into a natural, healthy lifestyle and you want to use things that don't have a lot of additives and you want to avoid a lot of man-made products, that is perfectly fine. It's very healthy when you eat things that are close to their natural state. That's great. But one thing that really amuses me is that they say, I'm going to be starting to use natural products, and they go for the baking soda. Just because it's in your kitchen doesn't make it natural. Baking soda is a chemical. Everything's made out of chemicals, but this is a chemical process to make baking soda. And if you have some time and you're interested in see how baking soda is made, it is not a natural process. We don't go to the baking soda mines and dig out baking soda. So, and baking soda, if applied badly, not badly, but improperly, if you don't use just a small amount in water, can actually damage your hair. It's another thing that I see guys doing for the first year or so of their hair journey, and then suddenly they get tired of it and it's not working the way they expect it to, and then suddenly they're on shampoo and conditioner, like most of the people who wash their hair. It's not to say that it's not going to work for you. It's not going to promote your hair growth. And in the first 6 months or so, you don't need to change your routine. And in fact, I think that changing your routine can interfere with growing your hair. If you're suddenly thinking, I need to take supplements, I need to change the way that I wash my hair because otherwise things are going to go south, you're just giving yourself reasons why it's not going to work out. So continue with your current shampoo, continue with your current conditioner. If you think that it's not really working out for you, give it a bit of a change up, but usually that means stop washing your hair quite as much and condition a little bit more because you've got more hair. Number 3, trims. And in fact, I brought these out because these are supposed to be shredding scissors and they don't work at all for shredding, but I keep them in my cabinet because I don't throw anything away. So especially don't get trims with these scissors because they will destroy your hair. But in the first 6 months, I am a terrible haircut advocate. After a while, you should definitely get trims because I waited a lot too long and the ends of my hair got really fried. But for the first 6 months, I would advocate don't go and get trims. And the reason that I say that is because it's a very easy way of convincing yourself you need a haircut. And it's a very easy way of having a hairdresser convince you that you need to get more cut than you need to. Until you can see how quickly or how slowly your hair grows, knowing what an inch, a ½ inch looks like, it can be very difficult to think about. So if you go in and you say, oh, my hair is to here, let's get an inch taken off, you've lost a couple months of growth. So unless your ends are getting really damaged, don't go to get a trim, just commit. And this is all about commitment. The thing that you need to grow your hair out is commitment and patience. And if you're always running to the hairdresser or to the barber, that's going to interfere with that. So just give yourself 6 months. If you get a little bit of damage at your ends, you can get that cut off. But if you were getting it cut off regularly, it would cut off the damage anyway. So you know, net even. And also there's this whole thing where people say trimming your hair more often means that it grows faster, and that is absolutely untrue. There is absolutely no truth to the idea that getting cuts regularly to your hair makes it grow faster. Your hair grows at the rate that it grows. The only reason that you would want to get your hair cut is if you want to change your style, if you want to shorten your hair, or if you have damage at the end of your hair. So don't believe that whole advice that, well, the more I get my hair cut, the more it grows. It is not true. I don't have a visual for this one, but you do not need any expensive hair care products. You do not need, for our fourth one, don't go out and buy super expensive shampoo. Don't go out and buy the shampoo that somebody else recommends online. I try to be very, very careful about not recommending any particular brand of product, because what works for you is going to work differently than what works for me. It's going to work differently from somebody who has a completely different hair type and somebody who has different water. If you have hard water or soft water, if you have kinky hair, curly hair, fine hair, thick hair, coarse hair, it's all different, and it depends on your body chemistry, your hair makeup, the color of your hair, all sorts of things. And if you found a shampoo and a conditioner that work for you, then use them, because those are going to work for you, especially during those first 6 months. Your hair is not going to change at all. It's going to be the same texture. It's going to be the same volume. The only thing that's going to change is the length. And if you go around saying, well, I was using these hair products, but now I'm using these hair products and they cost me a lot of money, and as my hair grows, I'm going to have to use a lot more of them. And because I'm using more of them, I'm going to have to spend more money. And then you get into this idea where you think, growing your hair costs a lot of money. It's kind of the opposite of going with the baking soda and vinegar routine, but it's kind of the same thing, which is I need to change what I do in order to grow hair, and that's not true. So don't go out and buy something that either somebody has said here. I mean, there's a lot of people who recommend a lot of products. They work for them. Find the product that works for you, and if that product is something that you're already using on your short hair, that's cool. Sometimes you don't realize how much your hair can dry out or be oily the longer it gets. Experiment with that, but in the first 6 months, you're going to grow about 3 inches of hair on average. It's not going to change that much. So just keep with your own routine and just work through it. And the final one that I want to talk about is coconut oil. Coconut oil is a fantastic product, and if you want to use it to condition your hair, that's great. You absolutely can use it. I obviously have some. I find I use a lot less of it now that I've actually gotten my hair cut. The last time I got my hair cut, I cut off a whole lot of damage, and so I haven't really dipped into this too much. I have used it for cooking. It's excellent for cooking. It tastes really good. It's a very light oil. I think it has some other health benefits, but I don't know. I tend to take all those with a grain of salt. But to grow your hair in the first 6 months, don't worry about taking any of these oils. There's coconut oil or argan oil or black castor oil or any of that. They may have some benefits. The benefits in the first 6 months you are not going to really see. And there's a tremendous number of videos out there that are going to tell you, you got to put it in every night with a shower cap, or you have to put it in every 6 weeks with a shower cap and a hairdryer, or you should put it in every day, or don't put it in every day, or if you're using the wrong oil, your hair's not going to grow as fast, or you're going to clog up your pores. Tons and tons and tons of different theories and advice about coconut oil and all these other oils. The thing that I have seen the most of, the thing that I've seen the research in, is that coconut oil and other particular oils can condition your hair a little bit better because they do soak into your hair a little bit better. Little bit, I'm saying, not very much. But in terms of how much actual hair growth you're going to see, even if you speed it up by 25%, you're talking about 25% of a ½ inch per month. Don't go into this whole different routine just to get a little tiny bit of extra hair growth, a little tiny bit of extra whatever. I think all of these different things are reasons to delay your hair growth. It's also reasons to obsess about things other than your hair growth. And really, when you think about it, and I say this a lot, growing your hair is about not doing something. It's about not cutting it. The only thing you have to do to grow your hair, if you have hair, if you don't have hair, I can't help you. And most people can't help you, and most products can't help you. If you don't have hair growing out of your head, it's going to be very difficult to grow hair, especially long hair. But if you have hair and it grows, and you don't have any particular diseases or anything that will cause your hair to fall out, then the one thing that you need is patience. And patience you don't have to buy, patience you don't have to have a particular brand, and patience you don't have to obsess over. So the first 6 months, maybe even the first year, just take it easy. Style your hair a little differently, but don't go crazy with the products. Wash your hair regularly if it needs it, but don't go crazy buying anything new, and use what works for you, but don't believe every piece of advice that you see on the internet, including what I'm telling you. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm here every Tuesday, sometimes late on Tuesday, I do apologize, but I am here every Tuesday with long hair advice for men and for anybody else who wants to watch. I also have a couple of other types of videos on my channel. On Thursdays we make a 3-ingredient recipe, and on weekends my cat George is here to talk about being good to yourself. If you'd like to hang around with us, hit the subscribe button. It's not necessary to watch my videos, but it does help me, and it does help you to know when we have a new video out. Otherwise, it was good having you here with me, and I hope you come by and stop by again.